Ariel Helwani at Strikeforce Nashville with Strikeforce CEO and President Mr. Scott Coker. And Scott, obviously a lot of buzz surrounding this event on Saturday night, live on CBS. Would you say in all your years of promoting, this is the biggest card?
Definitely, it's the these three fights could all be main events of their own, so it's a triple main event. So yeah, I would say yes.
There are a lot of casual fans saying CBS once again. Why isn't Fedor Emelianenko here? Address the situation. Why isn't he fighting on this card?
I mean, the thing is, with Fedor, I mean, you guys all know we're dealing with M1, so I'm trying to get some issues resolved, and we were hoping he would be fighting, but it didn't work out, and maybe we can get him back in the near future.
Is the relationship still good between you and M1?
Yeah, there's still a good dialogue, of course, but it's sometimes I think it's a language barrier, sometimes I think it's a cultural barrier, but we have some hoops to jump through, and we're trying to get through them.
Last week in Abu Dhabi, UFC President Dana White said it's his obsession to sign Fedor and that he's talked to M1 more recently than we think.
Right.
What do you take? What's your take on that?
We have a contract. That's all I have to say, is we have a contract.
Okay. Speaking of contracts, how difficult was it to get Shinya Aoki to fight here in the United States, considering the dream partnership?
I'll tell you, and I've said this over and over and over, it took me about a year to make this fight happen. I wanted this fight to happen last year, and for whatever reason, scheduling this and that, it just didn't work out. But as a fan and as somebody that's been in the mixed martial arts business and worked in Japan for K1 for many years, it was a personal goal for me to have their champions fight our champions, because I think that's really what should be going on. I think that the best fighters in the world should fight each other, and you know what? This is, I think, the number one shot. The guy that wins this fight, I think you say he's number one.
Yeah, considering what happened last week in Abu Dhabi, you'd say that's fair?
Absolutely. This is for the number one slot in the world.
All right, and I'm just curious, Gilbert Melendez, this is a guy, before you guys ever were on Showtime, he was a guy fighting your promotion, Josh Thompson fights. I mean, he's been with you since the beginning. How special is it to have him in this spot?
I'll tell you, there's four fighters. There's Gilbert, there's Josh, there's Kung and Frank, and they've really stuck it out with us when, they had other options and we didn't have a TV deal, we didn't have any sponsorships. I mean, we were packing the venue and we were doing a good job promoting, but, they have a special place, in my heart for those guys, because they were very loyal and stuck it out with us. And so whatever I can do for them, I'm going to go out of my way. And so when this fight opportunity came for Gilbert, I said, Gilbert, this is going to be a great opportunity. Let's do this on CBS. And he was excited, and let's get it on.
You mentioned during the press conference that when you guys had your initial Showtime press conference in April of 2009, the roster looks entirely different now. Did you think it would happen this quickly, the evolution of your roster?
No, I really didn't. And, we picked up certain assets of fighters. But if you look at what we picked up and what we started with in April to now, it's, think about pre-April of 2009. We had 15 fighters on a contract, right? Then April starts, we have 65, 70, and now we have 140 fighters on the contract. So, now we have, Dan Henderson, we have, Jacare, Gegard Musashi, King Mo, we'll work through the Fedor thing. Gina, I believe will be back, because
That's a big question.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, she's doing her movie thing, right? But I believe there's that fire inside of her, and I don't think she wants to end her career the way with a Christine Cyborg fight. But I think she's a fighter. But I wish her success in her film career as well. But if you look at the roster, just continue to grow, get quality guys. Add a Dan Henderson. It's just really been amazing to watch, and I'm so thankful to these guys because they're fighting their hearts out, and we're happy to have them on Showtime and happy to have them on CBS.
You brought up Gina. I wasn't going to, but now I have to ask. When's the last time you talked to her?
I talked to her. I emailed her right before she left for her film, and
that was a while ago. No,
yeah, it's been like a couple months. But when she gets back, I think she's coming back soon. But we'll reconnect. I mean, we've been friends for a long time, so. I hope that works out for her as well. So, go become a big star, then come back and fight.
Right. Speaking of contracts, what is the situation with Jake Shields? He has one more after this, correct? Or an option to sign him for one more fight?
Right. I mean, without getting into all the details, when they asked the question last week, we had a certain amount of time to option another fight. And we had to do it within a certain time frame. But we just said, we talked internally. We said, hey, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens Saturday night. Jake's future is in his hands right now, no matter where he ends up. And here's the thing, I'll be honest with you. There's going to be fighters that go back and forth, right? Fighters, Dan came over here. Fighters are going to go back and forth because because Strikeforce is an option now, they're going to be looking for, a better contract, just like a football player would in the NFL. It's like, am I going to end up here? So fighters are going to go back and forth, and I just believe that's going to be the future.
No truth to the rumor that there's some dissension between both parties, right?
No, I don't think so. You could ask Jake that, but I don't believe there is.
Okay, final question. The report earlier today that Mike Whitehead has been arrested, and obviously I know you've been following this story. Two questions. Is he still under Strikeforce contract? And B, do you know anything else about the situation?
I don't know. I got a text on the way over here saying that Mike was arrested. I just don't have any more details, really, and I'd like to go find out and talk to his manager and find out what's going on. So I really don't want to comment on that because, it's a sensitive issue and really has nothing to do with fighting. It has to do with, he has some personal issues he's going to have to work through now. And, I wish him luck. I mean, he fought for us a couple times and he's had some great fights. Him and, who was it that fought Affliction? It was
Randleman. Well, he fought Randleman and King Mo.
Okay, was it Randleman? No, I think it was Randleman and him and then Babalu and...
Oh, well, for Affliction, yes.
That was a great, it was a good fight, right? So, he's a great fighter. He's had... good success in the cage and the ring, but this is something that goes way outside fighting.
But is he still under Strikeforce contract?
He's under contract.
Okay.
No.
All right, Scott. Well, we appreciate it. We really look forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, thanks, Ariel.